Before we start, let us understand what exactly a robot is. There are several variations for the definition of the word robot. As technologies keep evolving, the common definition of robot keeps changing. So the world is yet to come to a common consensus as to what a robot should be defined as. But this is where learning robotics now here. We need to still have like a definition, something where we clearly defines, this is a robot. For this video, what I have done is, I have learnt and gone through various resources and come to a conclusion. That's okay. I have come up with a definition which we can stick to as part of these videos. So here is the definition. Okay, let me read out this definition. A robot is an automatically guided machine capable of making decisions required to do a task by monitoring, navigating through and manipulating its environment. Okay, let me say it again. A robot is an automatically guided machine capable of making decisions required to do a task by monitoring, navigating through and manipulating its environment. So now I will explain it to you a bit more in detail. So let's break down this definition to understand what we think a robot is. Firstly, a robot is an automatically guided machine. This means that robots do work in set of steps and automatically go to the next step once one step is done. Secondly, a robot can make decisions required to do tasks. That is, if a task requires a robot to choose between two or more options, then the robot can weigh the option and decide to choose one of the options. Yeah! Generally, obviously, we would expect the robot to choose the option which after studying and weighing all the options it feels as the best option. So we want the robot to go ahead and take that option. So now coming to the last part in our definition where we said that robots monitor, navigate through or manipulate their environment. This means that the robots have sensors that help it to monitor its environment and manipulators which allow the robot to move through the environment and even change the environment in some way or the other. So this is why we have came up and defined what a robot is. Now in case you have not understood any part of it, don't worry, because the best we're gonna understand is when you are actually start building a robot. And even as we keep going through the next part of these videos, I will be covering more and teaching it. Because for example, I spoke a part of that where a robots have sensors which can monitor the environment. You will get a better idea what it is once you start working with sensors. We will also discuss sensors in detail. So don't worry if you are confused with any part of this definition. Just hold on. As we keep going through these videos, so you will get a better idea what each of these elements of this definition mean. Now, before we move forward through, I want to cover up one very important part. This is a common misunderstanding most of the people have about the robot. Let me explain it. A robot that looks like a human is called humanoid. However, in the definition, you must have noticed that, however did I say that robot must look like a human being? That is because there is no compulsion that a robot must be a humanoid. A robot could be in a shape of an arm or a box or any other shape or a structure. So a robot need not look like a human. Just keep it in mind. It may look like a car or any other shape. But it need not always be a human. But it can look like a human. There is no problem in that. That is also a robot. But a robot can also look like a car or box or any other shape, and that could still be a robot provided it follows those other rules and other factors that I mentioned in the definition of the robot. So with this definition that we have defined a robot in this video, we can also see that there are things that could not have been considered as a robot in the past but now can be considered as a robot. Let me explain this. A good example here of such a machine is a car. So now how can a car be a robot? You will ask. So you will get to know that in the next video where I will teach you about one of the most important characteristics of robot, that is the decision making. So let's move to the next video.